What's up guys? Welcome back to Freshly Charged. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing the world's smallest electric unicycle that you can buy, the Begode MTen Mini. So let's go ahead and get started. First we had the MTen 3. Got this for my daughter during COVID. It's what she learned to ride on. An amazing wheel, still great. We love it, nice and cute. Next came the MTen 4. The MTen 4 we don't have anymore, but we've reviewed in the past. You can check it out in the video right here. MTen 4, a little bit bigger, faster, and still just as much fun. Today we have the MTen Mini, and that's what's in this box. It's fun, and it's a lot cheaper than any wheel we've ever reviewed before. So let's get started. EUCs are really weird. They call this a 42 volt system. It's actually really a 36 volt system. So it's 6 amp hours. This should take you 4 hours to charge from empty to full. As with all the other products from eWheels, comes with wrist guards. And let's get this out. I want someone to explain to me why these pads don't already come pre-installed. Yeah, so they're already installed on the wheel, and you're not really saving space shipping it not attached to the wheel. There we go. Voila. So it's really simple to get them out of transport mode. Hold down on the kill switch, press the power switch 5 times, power it off, power it back on, and it should start working for you. It looks great. I do like the front. It looks like a little robot looking at me, kind of baring its teeth. The headlight looks bright. Holy cow, that has blinded me. I do love these pedals. The pedals are nice and angular now. They look great. It's nice and wide, so I think it's going to be pretty stable and good for people to learn on. It does have its own kickstand built in the back. This is $4.99. So you got to know what it's for though. This is just basically messing around and really short commutes, because the range on this is what, 5 miles? Yeah, the range is 5 to 7 miles. Whoa. So right off the bat, this digs into your shin. Feels like riding an EUC on a trampoline. It's very soft. And it's reacting to my move and it's reacting to my body movement in almost a delayed fashion. So yeah, really interesting. And then very nimble, very agile, just a strange feeling. Woo. You gotta try this. Jimmy thinks that these small wheels are the best ones to learn on. I actually disagree with him. I think the small wheels are more developed for advanced riders or maybe really small people, but I think it's harder to learn on something small like an MTen Mini or an MTen 4. What do you guys think out there? You let us know. Okay, so I have the app. This is Darkness Spot for the iPhone, and we're gonna see what top speed we can get before either I fall or it starts beeping and tilting back, right? Right now we're going about 5 miles an hour, about 9 miles an hour. Oh, and I'm getting the tilt back, and I'm pushing through it, and still pretty aggressive tilt back. Whoa, I got it to about 11 miles an hour, and then the tilt back just was like bucking me off. Definitely not a speed demon. So I don't know if you could see that, but the lights are actually the battery meter. So that's probably telling us we're 60%. 60%. Okie dokie. 2 grown men, 2 tiny wheels. This is the world's smallest EUC that you can buy right now. This thing is tiny, super lightweight, very portable. It's very comfortable to pick up and carry. This wheel is also, it's got a bigger battery, bigger motor, so you would think it would be heavier, but maybe it's the tire, maybe it's the materials they constructed it with. I think it's the tire and the rim. This rim is wider, so the rim being wider, there's more metal. That's where I think a lot of the weight probably comes in. So let's talk about the cool things and the things that we like about this the most. It's got a pretty aggressive look for being in the MTen family. This one just looks like a kid's toy. The way this looks with the pads, the sleek design, the pedals, and the tire, this just looks like it's a mean, small EUC. It's a big fat tire, and you have nice tread here, which makes it a much smoother and more pleasant ride. Yeah, this is like a hybrid off-road tire versus an off-road tire that was on the MTen 4. The way that the padding is designed and the way that the padding is so durable, it makes it so that it's protected. There's no exposed light, there's no exposed metal or plastic pieces that can easily break. This is a very solid, durable machine. I like how stable this is for pendulum pendulum riding and reverse riding. The M10 the tire is a little bit too narrow. This tire is nice and wide, and it gives me a little bit more support when I'm trying to go backwards or pendulum. Because it's so small, it's really portable, very nice for putting into bags, such as even a backpack, for carrying up and down stairs. So if you are somewhere where you need to get around and there's a lot of stairs, this would make it really easy. The kill switch is nice too, because you don't actually have to hold it down. You can just press it once and it gets engaged. So with the M10 the problem with this kill switch is I have to hold it the whole time. If I let it go, it's going to start getting engaged, and I can't get it to engage anymore unless I run it out. Where this one, if it's engaged and I hit the kill switch, it turns it off, and when I want to engage it, I just press it again. The other thing that I really like is the pedals are really good at gripping your soles of your shoes, and you have good traction on them. And so another advantage to these wheels is how nimble they are, how easy they are to control. So easy to ride backwards. Today, we are going to put Dalton through the process. If he wants to be part of the YouTube channel, he's got to be able to ride an electric unicycle. And we're going to see if these tiny wheels are good for beginners. So first off, how does it feel?
Super lightweight. Living on the 3rd floor of an apartment, this would be awesome to be able to just carry it upstairs like this. I have probably about 4 hours on an EUC. I can get up on it, go forward. Turns are still pretty tricky for me, so this will be interesting.
There you go.
So right away, I can already tell, compared to the larger EUCs that have that knee padding in between my legs, yes, this is gonna take more strength and control in your ankles rather than using your knees or your shins to balance yourself. But at slower speeds, I seem to be able to turn a lot better. I've been struggling with these larger EUCs in the fact that every time I try and slow down and take a turn, it always seems to me like the leaning and the balancing can be a little bit tricky. But with this being so tiny and such a fat tire, it's already been a lot easier for me to just make nimble, sharp turns in the street.
Okay, let's talk about the things that we don't like about this wheel. Most obvious to me is just the pain that my shin gets when I'm mounting this wheel. I think over time I'm gonna figure it out, just that little trust hop to get on without having to put too much pressure on my legs. But as of now, it's kind of painful getting on. The other con to this wheel, and you're just gonna have to realize it's what you're paying, what you're getting yourself into, is the low speed, top speed of 10 miles an hour, and the low range. The other thing that is kind of sketch with this wheel is that the pedals actually grip your soles of your feet pretty well, and the pads also keep your ankles locked in pretty good. If you have to bell, it's sometimes hard to get your feet off of the pedals to try to bell off of this wheel. The padding in the front makes it really difficult to access the charge port. If you just recently clipped your nails, it's going to be really tough to get the charge port cover off. And then speaking about the pads, you can't adjust them. They're set where they're at, so if you don't like the way it feels, you're pretty much an SOL. Manipulating this with all the different apps has been plus or minus. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's been a problem for us, and that's probably because this wheel is so new. We know some people who've never been able to connect the app at all, so we feel lucky that we can actually connect to the wheel. It doesn't save the settings half the time, but there's also been reports of people not even being able to connect to it to change the riding modes.
Begode is known for pushing the envelope, but instead of trying to make the biggest and fastest EUC, with the M10 Mini they've managed to make the best looking, smallest EUC that money can buy. Should you get the M10 Mini? Well, it depends. My favorite use case scenario for the M10 Mini is taking my dog on walks, but it would be great if you're a college student needing an ultra-portable mode of transportation at an affordable price. The main drawback, though, is going to be the speed. With a top speed pushing 10 miles an hour and a tiny range of 5 to 7 miles, extreme EUC enthusiasts will love this further collection, but personally, I would still pick my older, lighter, faster M10 over this Mini. Check out our full written review at freshlycharged.com, and remember, when you ride, wear your safety gear.